Hey guys, this is Gurn, and I'm here with some tips for building a defense. So this would be in the occasion where you'd have a wall and enemies are trying to get over it because all your diamonds are over here. Yay, happy diamonds, okay. So now your enemies want these diamonds. And one thing you can do is sit up here with a bow. And shoot your enemies. And have a sword. And that works okay. And then the problem is that you get smart enemies. And they come, they see you there. So they place things like this to prevent you from shooting with a bow, or they shoot back. Now, then another thing you could do, this one works slightly better, slightly worse, depending on how good you are with a bow. And this is this would be if you're bad. This is to jump up like this. You can jump up like this if you want. And if you're good with a bow, this will work well. And if you're not, and you just wait, you have a knockback sword, and you just wait for them to get up, and go pow, 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 and knock them away. Now, the problem is that you're only, they can get up relatively quickly, and people will do things like this, where they go up, and they build over you. Now what are you going to do then? Or they can go up here and they'll just, often you'll have teammates trying to help you, You have friends that are going to help keep your diamonds safe, so they're not going to have time to build a quick little bridge up here. They're just going to run up to the wall and place blocks and try to get over. And that works okay to defend it like there, but if you have enough people rushing, you can get swarmed. So then you go and you say, well, we need a new strategy here, guys. So one guy has this great idea, and he places water here. That seems decent, and then you go through the blocks. Cover the whole area with water. Like this. So they have to swim up the water. Now, if you have other players defending you, they can shoot them with bows and stuff when they try to climb over. This one can work pretty well. However, again, it has some major flaws in the fact that you can go, I see water, and I go, oh, okay, water. And now the whole water defense is basically useless. Because there's one thing up there, or somebody just goes up here. One guy manages to swim up, you don't notice him. He just goes and kills those little source blocks and your water dies. So you need a better strategy. Now, if you're gonna stick with this one, I did this wrong. You would want to use soul sand for this, and it makes fighting the water is bad enough, but just fighting normal water isn't too bad. It is, but it's overcomable. Fighting water with soul sand is not very fun. Fighting water against soul sand. So it's like this. You're going up, you're going up, you're going forward, avoid, and suddenly hit the soul sand. And you're not moving basically anymore. You can swim up, and so there's ways around it, but in general, if you're gonna do that, use soul sand. So then, now, you decide that this water isn't good enough. And you have ample soul sand resources right now. So this is one that's pretty good later on in your base. So this would be something maybe if they get, this wouldn't be your first wall, of course. This would be your second or third. But you just, like this, you do this. And I see this and you think. You can even do patterns. I think you just like patterns. And then they see this and they go through and they don't realize that to get out of this soul sand thing here, you have to break blocks. They just go through and hit the block, but usually that gives you enough time to catch up and hit them. Now let's say that's not enough for you. So you want to go farther. So one thing that gets a lot of people, this usually only gets people 1 or 2 times though. It's not like a permanent solution to your wall. And this is rather good. And don't get me wrong, I might be a little critical of it, but it's quite good. This used to be just amazing back before the days of shift clicking, because you wouldn't, like now you can just, the first time you might not be paying much attention, you just go in like this. Now you can just shift click there and shift click up. But before you would have to go and usually also you make walls out of this. So they would have to go up here, and they would have to actually bring a block over, so they'd have to do this to get over. And that was a very solid strategy then. But now it's not as great because you can just shift click here. Now another thing that's good, now you can do this without crafting benches. Crafting benches are not, crafting tables, whatever, are not a requirement for this. But nobody's gonna complain if you have them. Now they will help a little bit, but this is if this also works. Let me show you. If you don't wanna, if you have like a certain amount of wood, you don't have too much, and you don't want to waste it on crafting benches because those are pretty heavy on wood. You can just go through and place pressure plates like this, and this might seem like a really stupid thing to do. Teammates might think you're crazy, but what happens is people try to bridge up on here, and I've actually seen people where they go up like this, and they've gotten themselves completely stuck while trying to bridge up. So this is just, to bridge up, you have to go through here and destroy the pressure plate, and then you can bridge up. And it works pretty good also on this, with the added bonus where if you right click, if you hold down right click, and you can accidentally get into a crafting bench. Now the best thing here is this button. Now buttons only now require 1 wood, so this is a great thing to do. And you just go through here, place buttons on your wall. And now buttons work really well with crafting benches, or crafting tables, whatever, because the button takes up a relatively small amount, and there's still all this area left over. And now you have to bridge over this wall here, or this one, you have to go here, you have to destroy this, you have to destroy the 2 buttons, and then bridge up while you have people attacking you. That is very hard to do. So then, now this strategy can be improved slightly depending on your tastes. There are little things you can do. Another good one that I've seen, or one that can be used, is just have a random, so like this, say hi to the ocean. But so you just have preferably deeper than this. I didn't have a greater thing for this, but or good thing. I didn't have a good setup for this, but this is. I mean, this is not hard to get. This is not that hard to figure out. You know, you can. It's not if your team's trying to get past here. Oh look, it's not too difficult. And you can even have like a staircase over because it's kind of hard to get out this way. But so you do something like this, and to get that parkour jump down without landing in the pit is quite difficult. So, especially when people are shooting arrows at you and hitting you with swords. So yeah, you can do it. I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible. It's just it's not easy to get over that. And so if you have just a little defense like this, it's not. You don't need a huge area to do it, and this will be very hard for people to get past. And so hopefully this will allow you to win more PvP games. So thank you for watching this. Remember to like if you enjoyed this. If you have any people that you think would benefit from this, show them this video. And we'll see you next time. Bye.